Quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Another part I want to talk about is obviously your wardrobe.
Yes.
The iconic red dress. I
Yes.
mean, I live near a couple of primary schools and I drive past another school on the way to work every day, and I see on National Book Day there's always a veruca salt walking into school.
Yeah.
So did you think that what you were wearing was going to be still iconic and popular to this day?
No, not at all. That's extraordinary, isn't it? That dress has sort of stayed timeless. There were two dresses. You can see that they get a little bit shorter as I grew taller during the shooting. So they were made specially. And no, one time I was in America going to do a convention somewhere, and sadly, I don't wear it very often, but I do have a grown-up version of my costume, which I've, wore. It was made for me for something or other, a show, as a joke. But I had this dress over my arm. I don't wear it seriously, I promise you I don't. But I had it over my arm, and a woman in the street in Kansas City went, "Oh my God, it's veruca!" So she just recognised the dress over my arm. And I think the kind of one of the biggest accolades was Halloween before last. Dolly Parton posted pictures of herself dressed up in the red dress.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. That's quite a massive thing.
Yeah,
Sound like Dolly Parton as well.
Yeah, it's like wow. Yeah.
So obviously, like music's so important in Willy Wonka. I mean, the Candyman song just sets the film up for me. And then obviously, out of all the cast, you've got your own song, and you get to sing your own song. You know, your song now is still it's actually being remixed into popular tunes nowadays and sampled. Yeah. And your quote, "I want it now," mums and dads still use it. Did you think that would ever still happen?
No. And I love that when I hear it, when somebody says, "I want it now." I think, yeah, I knew where that came from. It makes me smile. But yeah, you're right. It's been used in lots of things. It was used for a hotel in Vegas. It's been used, as you say, sampled on all sorts of things. So it's it's quite an accolade.
Yeah. So would you be happy to talk about the new Charlie and Chocolate Factory?
I'm sorry, I'm a trifle nervous.
Because before coming here, I rewatched both of them, and the comparisons. I mean, Willy Wonka. It's the reason why that to me is so great is because it's so full of magic, and the new one has just got nothing in it. I mean, even to have one Oompa Loompa play all the parts is taking away potential new actors and like obviously dwarfs out there who want to be in the film industry. I know a couple who would have loved to have had that role. So I think obviously that's why yours is so iconic, because it's going to stand the test of time.
I think it missed. I mean, obviously we couldn't have done those things because we didn't have the technology back in 1970 when it was made, 71 when it was released. But we didn't have the capabilities, the CGI that they had. But I think it lost something in that. I also didn't. I think that there was some chemistry with ours that you really cared about Charlie.
Yeah.
You know, when he's lying in bed and that little tear trickles down his face when he doesn't get the ticket. That's so sad.
Yeah.
And the chemistry with all the kids and their parents, and with Gene Wilder when he hugs Charlie at the end. I've watched that many, many times, and I still think it's the most wonderful cinematic moment.
Yeah.
I think it's lovely. So that, the remake kind of didn't have that magic for me.
Not at all.
When I first saw it, I thought, I love the exterior of the set, and I liked all of that kind of Lowry look to it, the factory. Sorry, not the set, the factory. And then I thought, I don't know. I think Roald Dahl wrote a story about 4 dysfunctional children and what happens when you're a good guy, Charlie. I don't think he wrote a story about a crazy factory owner.
No, there was too much about the factory owner and not enough about the children's stories. That's what I found in it.
Yeah, but we all thought, I'm a big fan of Johnny Depp's and Tim Burton, great stuff, and we all thought, okay, we've had our innings and it's it's now time to hand over to somebody else maybe, but that didn't happen, and what it did was sort of make people a little bit more partisan, if you like. They were like quite incensed. So did us a favour.
Yeah, exactly. So from the original Your Willy Wonka, was there anything you got to keep from the set? Did you get to take anything home? Did you steal anything? Or is another question?
what? Steal anything? I was given a golden egg because that was my birthday, so they gave me a golden egg, which I kept for years.
Yeah.
But we were also there's a ton of stuff that you could kind of help yourself to. You know,
Yeah.
certainly in the when Veruca's ticket is found. I mean, that room was full of chocolate bars, and they were
Yeah.
all just burnt afterwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were just put in a skip and burnt. So I said, you know, can I have a few? And yeah, you
Yeah.
could. We also did trick or treating around the studio lot, and a lot of what we were given were the Wonka bars.
Mm.
So, you know, I had a bunch of stuff then, so I kept a lot of it. I ate the chocolate, kept the wrappers sometimes, but there was no kind of sense of memorabilia then, so
Yeah.
didn't really, you know, think about keeping things for posterity.
Yeah. So do you have anything in the house here or anything at all?
I have my original script,
Oh, nice.
which I've
Yeah.
kept all marked up with my little schoolgirl writing of, you know, scene numbers and page numbers.
Amazing.
So I've still got that. I've got my original poster from the London Underground, you know, I got one of those. I've got the original sheet music, which is quite something. It's got different lyrics on the sheet music. So I've got a few bits and pieces, but over the years, doesn't mean quite so much. So I've put a few bits and pieces in auction,
Yeah.
saved my kids squabbling over it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So what is Veruca Salt doing these days? What have you got
Veruca Salt,
have you got
yeah.
any projects now you're doing? Are you or anything you're working on? Or?
No, I quit the profession 12 years ago to become a full-time psychotherapist, and that's what I do now. I work with cancer patients. I had a good career. You know, I had a really good career. I did voiceovers for a long time, especially when my children were small, which meant I could stay home. Now, don't know, thinking, you know, after the sort of lockdown and seeing all the, I read on Facebook, I streamed, that's the word, isn't it? I think that's what I did. I read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and it was a lot of fun, and it got a great reaction. So thinking about doing a YouTube channel.
Nice, yeah, excellent.
So might have to do that.
Perfect. And one more thing, just to obviously finish off the interview, can we get an "I want it now" quote from
I want it now!
you? Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Julie. It's been an absolute honour and privilege coming here.
I hope
And
the
thank you so
animals
much.
haven't
The animals
been
have been brilliant.
too distracting. Hudson's very well trained, aren't you, dear? You know your place, but the cat is not so well trained.
I hope to see more from you in the future again.
Thank
We'll
you.
get you back on again and talk about some more stuff if possible.
Thank you. Yeah, when I get the YouTube, I'll let you know.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Julie. I
All right,
appreciate it.
Thank you.